So our second guest for tonight is Jahquel J. She goes by J for her publishing name. And Jahquel, am I pronouncing your name right? Jahquel. Oh, you need to unmute so I can hear you.
It's Jahquel.
Oh, okay. Jahquel. Okay, so the accent is on the ja, not the quel. Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
Jahquel. Well, Jahquel J, welcome to Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
And Jahquel, see, it's going to be hard for me because I have it in my mind. I have already in my mind what I
You
thought
can
about.
do either or.
Okay,
Jahquel,
but anyway,
Jahquel.
Jahquel has her book under Black Odyssey Media, which is run by the amazing Entice, who will be at the National Black Book Festival. And she's been on the show before, Entice has. And Entice will be doing a seminar on turning your book into a film on Saturday the 19th of October. So it's so hard to believe that we're already in October, though the year is going to
The
be
year is
gone.
flying. It is
It's
going
going to be
by.
gone. Once you pass Halloween, you can just say New Year's Eve because
Everything's
that
a blur.
it is, everything's a blur. So, and we're getting close to that. So anyway, uh, Jahquel, what your book is called Second Chance Christmas. Do you have a copy of it?
I do.
And it's a beautiful cover.
Thank
And it's a
you.
holiday book. And it came out last week, I believe.
Yes, the 24th.
Last Tuesday. So congratulations on
Thank you.
the book coming out. And the holiday books tend to come out around in September. So people have a chance to kind of build up to the holiday
Mm-hmm.
spirit. And a lot of them are romances.
Mm-hmm.
So is yours a romance?
Yes, it's a second chance romance.
Okay. Which now how are you defining it? I know some people define it different ways, but uh how are you defining a second chance romance?
Well, the characters, they were together when they were younger, and then something happens where it splits them apart, and then they end up coming back together. So my definition of second chance romance is when you've known somebody already, and then it happened, you reconnect again, and then you get the romance. More likely high school sweethearts, college sweethearts, those kind of things.
Okay.
Those are my favorite kind of second chance romances.
Okay. So somebody you knew in high school or college, and does it mean that they were in a relationship during their younger years
Yeah.
together?
Usually, yeah.
Okay. All right. And then life takes them in different directions.
Hmm.
And then, so tell us about your main characters in your book, the him and the her.
Okay, so the main characters are Faith and Rome. They're from a small town in Sageport, Florida. It's a fictional town.
Okay.
And they're from a small town. Rome, his family's known, as the rich family. His dad owns a bunch of car dealerships, and Faith, her dad owns the diner in town. So she doesn't come from much money, but they're comfortable. They're together in the book, and they have a whole plan. She's gonna go to New York. He's gonna go to Georgia for a football scholarship. But something happens in the book. Tragedy happens in the book that actually splits them apart and sends them both going in different directions for 15 years. So they don't reconnect until 15 years later around the holiday time.
Okay. So in the interim, in the 15 years that they were apart, without doing spoilers, without giving too much of the story away, do they marry other people or?
Well, Faith, she gets married. She has two twin girls, but then she gets divorced. So she's a fresh divorcee. And Rome, he kind of, stayed. So I don't want to give too much with
You're
him,
right,
but
right. Don't give
yeah.
away the plot because you want people to read it.
But Faith, she moved on. She had a whole life. she lived life, and then she got a divorce, so now she's a single mom of two girls, and she's facing spending the holidays by herself because she has to split custody with her ex-husband. So that is
Okay.
another issue in the book that she faces.
Okay. Yeah, spending the holidays alone is, not good.
Mhm.
There's a lot of suicides during the holidays.
Yeah.
There's a being alone during the holidays are family time, for families to get together. And if a person has a dysfunctional family or they've
Hmm.
disconnected, they've, split from their family in some way, there's a rift,
Yeah.
then the holidays can be very isolating and depressing.
Yeah, and then it doesn't help every time you turn on the TV or you go on social media, there's something with family, a commercial geared to family. So yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, or go outside. I mean,
Right.
because Christmas is my favorite time of year. And I love the decorations. I love the gift giving, the tree, all of it, the lights. And we always had great Christmases when I was growing up. We had my mom, was always all about family and cooking, and she always made sure the house was decorated. And we always got what we wanted for Christmas. And I don't know how they did it, but they would hide the gifts. I never knew. My parents didn't wrap the gifts that we got.
Mm.
What happened? The way every family is different. My parents, we would go to bed, and then when we wake up in the living room or wherever the den or wherever they put our gifts, each of us would have like our stuff would be together in a chair, a part of the sofa or whatever. And we never heard them do it. We never heard a sound. I guess we were asleep. We would get up and the stuff would be there. And we always got what we wanted. And so Christmas, it was always good. I always tried to make sure my daughter, had similar experience. She's a grown woman now, but I hope she does the same with her children, because really, Christmas is for kids, really.
Hmm.
Because that Christmas memory that you have as a kid, be it positive or negative, it carries through your whole life.
Yeah.
Really does. So, what other books have you written, or is this your first book?
No, I've written about over, I want to say I'm at 100, I want to say. Probably a little bit over.
100? Are they published?
Yeah, they're published.
100 books? Why did you put that on your bio? That's a major accomplishment. I know romance writers generally write a lot of books. The books tend to be shorter than a full novel,
Mhm.
and the plots are kind of similar, but that's a lot of writing. So when did you start? When did you get started?
I started writing in 2014.
That's not that long. That's
Hmm.
only 10 years.
Yeah.
And you've written 100 books. Okay, are they all books, or are they some of them novellas or
I have
short
some novellas, but
stories?
majority of them are
Or full
full
stories?
books.
So do you write full time? If you're doing that much
Yeah.
writing, then you must, because you can't write that many books around a full time job. You just wouldn't have the
No.
energy, you know. so so when did you know that this was going to be a full time thing?
I kind of got suspended from my job, so and I was writing at the time, um part-time. So I would write when I would come home from work, and I had got ended up getting suspended at my job, and they were, it was a pending if they were going to bring me back or not. So I spoke with my husband at the time. Well, he was my boyfriend at the time, but my husband now.
Okay.
And I told him, like, I think I really can do this full time. And he wasn't sure. He was like, I don't know. But in the end, he was like, all right, well, if you're gonna do this, then do it. And once he gave me the word, I was just like, all right, I'm gonna do this.
Well, that was good that he supported you and
Yeah, he's my
didn't
biggest
discourage
supporter.
you. Yeah, that's important to have a supportive spouse or partner, because You need the encouragement when you're doing something outside the box, especially,
Yeah.
outside the norm and tradition. And if you have somebody who's not supportive or, like tearing you down or making you feel like
Makes
you
it harder.
can't, then it makes it a lot harder to do. So your first book, now, are you indie published or are these
I'm a
under an
hybrid.
umbrella? You're hybrid. Okay. Okay. So your first few books, were they self-published?
Yeah. They were self-published, and then I ended up signing to a publishing company, and then I
Okay.
published with them for a little bit, and then I left in 2018, and I've been self-published ever since 2018.
So you write and release.
Yeah, pretty much.
And that's, when you are independently published, self-published, or whatever the label, because I'm an author and I'm self-published. And you can release books when you want to, however often you want to, or depending on if you're trying to do it for a living, you have to be putting a lot out there
Yeah, you have to be pretty
because,
consistent.
yeah, you have to be consistent because you're relying on your downloads and purchases and the Kindle reading, to put money in your bank account
Hmm.
from Amazon every month. That's who you're doing it through. Is that who you're doing most of
Yeah.
the work through? Yeah, they put money they put your money in your bank account once a month. Now I don't know if all of my books I have 15, all of them are through Amazon. And I don't know if the date they put the money in the account is the same for everybody, if they just do one big drop, or
Mm-hmm.
if it's some kind of selection process where they decide who. But the money goes in on the 29th of the
Hmm.
month for me. So is
Same.
that when, okay, same.
Yeah.
So that must be the drop date. They um do that direct deposit on the 29th once a month. And you know what you're gonna get. I tell people the thing about Amazon that I like is you can see your sales in real time,
Hmm.
and you can see how much you're going to get paid when they do the drop.
Yep.
So you know what's going to go in there. And now I don't know if you were with them, if you were with Amazon. I tell people Amazon used to pay in 30 days, but then they changed it to 60 days.
Um, I want to say for me, it's always been the 60, I
The
want to say.
60, they
Yeah.
used to pay in 30 days.
Mm.
When I did my first book through them, that was so my first book through them was actually my second book.
Hmm.
My first book, I had it published through a printer, like
Hmm.
where I did it myself. I had somebody do my cover and all that, but it wasn't. Now it's through Amazon too, because my publisher slash printer, they went out of business as a result of COVID. But they gave
Mm.
me all my files, so I was able to do it. So my book, it came out 11 years ago. So right before you did your first book,
Hmm.
they were paying every 30 days, and then they
Mm.
changed it.
Oh, wow.
So, and they just did that because they can,
Right.
they could pay in 30 days. That's the standard in the industry, but they pay, but they do pay it's a rolling 60 days. So you still get paid every month.
Yeah.
It's just held back.
Yep.
So your sales for September, like we just into September, we'll get those in November the 29th.
Hmm.
That's the way it works. For those out there, sometimes we like to give information to people who are aspiring authors. We have all kinds of people who watch the show, and we like to let you know. I believe the more information people have, the better. And we
Hmm.
try to share as much information as we can about the industry because it's good for people to know what they can expect and what they're getting
Yeah.
into instead of being surprised or thinking that, or thinking they have gotten duped or thinking they should have known.
Hmm.
So this way people know what to expect. But they do pay every month your money goes in there based on what is shown that you sold. So tell us some of your other books that you've done, like some of your other, are they all romances?
No, there's some of them are urban fiction, urban romance, and then I have some regular romance.
Okay, so it's a combination. And then
Yeah.
do you have series? Because most of the
Yeah, I
time
have
that's the
series.
thing now to have a series. And it's good. It's good to have something that people can have a continuing story and continuing characters that they can enjoy.
Most of my catalog is series. I have some standalones, but most of them are series.
So do you go by oh, she said you're not just an Amazon author. Did somebody say that? Some of your fans are watching, so I'm looking at what they're saying. Um,
Hi,
this
Tribe.
yeah, okay, that's okay. Uh, let's not forget to treat yourself, I guess. So let's see. I think they're talking among themselves. Oh, someone named Delisa Charmaine Dillon. Do you know her?
Mm-hmm.
She said that you have multiple amazing series, actually.
Thank you.
So, do you write under your name
Yes.
for all of your books? Do you have any
Mm-hmm.
pseudonyms that you use? Other
No.
All of them is under that.
Mm.
Well, congratulations to you for writing that many stories. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of stories and characters. And how do you keep it fresh when you write that much?
A notebook and a dry erase board and my notes app. I have a bunch of different tabs in my notes app on my phone, and I like have them all separated with whatever book or family that I'm working on at the time.
Okay. And so when you decide to do uh, a series, how do you how do you decide how many books do you generally have in your series? And then how do you decide how to break it up?
Well, when I first started, I was a little bit crazy. So I had some of them have 6 books, some of them have 5. But now as I've gotten more seasoned in my writing, my series are not as long anymore because I started making my books longer. Because when I first started, my books would be maybe like 50, 60K, and that would be each book. But now when I do a series, probably end it like 80, 90, or 100K. So
Okay.
the series gets shorter. It doesn't have to span 5 or 6 books anymore.
Okay. So what would you say are some of your trademark things about the books you write?
I know that my readers will say my cliffhangers for sure.
Okay.
Um and my male characters and my female characters and mostly the villains within the book. The characters they don't tend to like. I know it really pisses them off. You would think they were real people the way they
Okay.
talk about them. So
Okay.
I would say
But
those
that's
things.
good. That's good.
Yeah,
It's good if you can bring emotion in the reader's response to your characters, then to me, that means that's a success in terms of being a successful writer. So,
right.
because I'm an avid reader and I'm also a writer. So when I read the character, it doesn't matter if it's a villain or could be the
Hmm.
protagonist or the antagonist. I like well-developed characters.
Right.
Where you can relate to them or identify with them or just, you know, love to hate them if they're a villain.
Right.
So name one. What's your most successful series?
Well, currently my most successful is my Capone and Capadonna series.
Okay.
It's my most successful actually.
Okay. And what's that one about?
It's about two twin brothers. One gets sent away to prison because he takes the fall for his brother, and the other one ends up building their, their drug empire and their whole empire legally and illegally. And it just has a bunch of different drama, different characters interconnect. Is a lot.
Okay. And what series is that called?
Capone, and
Okay.
it's a spinoff, and his brother is Capadonna. So they
Okay.
each have a series.
Oh, they each have a series.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. And is that your urban
Yeah.
fiction? Okay. Okay. So how did you decide, like, okay, Second Chance Christmas is your book that just came out.
Hmm.
So authors who write like you do, like who are prolific, they always have one or two books in the can that haven't come out yet.
Hmm.
So how do you decide what's going to be the next story that you tell? Like the current events have trigger anything? Is it something that you see on TV, your neighborhood? Um,
It
how do you
usually
decide?
just comes to me random, and it's gonna sound like, how does that happen? But I get my best ideas when I'm driving for some reason. So I've sometimes
Interesting.
been driving somewhere, and I'll pull over to the side, and I'm just in my notes app just writing because something just popped in my head. A song came on that gave me an idea or something like that. I don't get to watch much TV these days, so usually it's music, or if I'm driving, that will give me an idea. Or if I'm talking to my husband about something, he'll mention something, and we're in the middle of a conversation. I'm just like, and I'm just writing down my notes and getting it all together. So that's usually how I decide what's coming next.
Oh, okay. Well, everybody gets inspiration from different things. Somebody has said something that's oh, Katrina White says it's a must read. I guess it's your Capone and the
Oh,
other name, the
hi,
series.
Katrina.
We love the Delgado twins, somebody said. Shannon Parker said we love the Delgado twins. And you make the character seem so real. That's what your fans are saying. So, how did you get with Black Odyssey Media?
My agent actually reached out to me and asked me if I was interested in doing a holiday book with Black Odyssey. And I spoke to Entice, and I was interested. I've wrote a holiday book before, but I've never written a holiday romance. So I
Okay.
wanted to kind of push myself and see if it's something that I could do. And Entice definitely, pushed me and allowed me to be creative and bring this book to life.
Well, congratulations on that.
Thank
And
you.
so show your book cover one more time to let the readers know about the viewers and readers know. Second Chance Christmas. It came out last week and it's available wherever books are sold. So get your copy and enjoy your Christmas read. Thank you so much,
Thank you for having
Jahquel,
me.
for being on Black Authors Matter TV.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And I won't see you, but happy holidays and happy new year.
You
Because
have a happy holiday too.
we already said it's October. The year will be
We're
over
gonna blink
soon.
our eyes and it's
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
be
blink.
Christmas.
It'll be over. All right. Take care. Good night.
Bye bye. Good night.
Okay.